What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Happy Sunday. We're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way because my Stream Deck apparently does not like the new OBS at all. Absolutely just does not want to work with it. But today we're gonna play some more Wrath of the Lich King. We're doing a more optimized leveling run using old Ding 80s archived Wrath leveling. Ding to 80 being max level. And we're going to be joined with some of our guildies. We're going to go jump into the Built Stupid hangout channel and see who is around. It looks like Skyline is chilling. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Oh, oh, don't want to hear myself.
Well, I guess you're going to have to mute the video and watch it later. Make sure you don't say anything stupid.
Oh, that's all I'm good for.
Well, that's why we're Built Stupid. All right, so I think I have been leveling very inefficiently.
Okay.
I say this, oh my god, I still have res sickness? I logged out. Does res sickness not tick down when you log out?
I don't know. I had not taken res sickness yet.
I took res sickness because
I was led to believe that it ticked when you were logged off. Oh,
well, I guess this is news to me.
You're living with it now.
I am definitely living with it. Okay, so I've been thinking I've been leveling rather inefficiently.
Okay.
Because I try to complete an entire area before I go on to the next area, and I feel like that's not something you're supposed to be doing.
I was always led to believe it was you just do stuff in an area until you get a lead into the next area or can start taking quests in the next area.
Okay, that makes more sense. Because I guess I'm more used to oh, I'm gonna die again. Oh, this is how I go. Goodbye. Okay.
Had a good run.
I had a good run, not really. So I guess I'm used to going in, questing until an entire zone is done, and then being pushed on to the next one. I think that's just habit from retail. Retail was definitely more of you know, I guess Disney World style, if that makes sense. So like you're told to go to this one area and you do the whole narrative in there. They train you in Legion for that. Like you got to choose which area you started in, then you go complete the quest, then you go back to your hub, and then your hub says choose the next area, complete that story. So I guess I'm trained from newer X packs, because I'm sitting here in the Barrens and I'm like, oh my god, I hate the color orange. I hate the color orange.
Yeah.
And now I looked up this old guide called Ding 80. And for those of you who've never used Ding 80, it's a really cool guide that will basically draw out on the map where you need to go, what you need to be doing, you know, what quests you need to be picking up. And then it'll be like, okay, so right now I'm in Hillsborough Foothills, I think until like level 23, and then I go back to Stone Talon Mountains to finish up the later half of, you know, Stone Talon and whatnot. Right now I have to go through dungeons personally for my Paladin quest, because I have to, what is it? I have to get the Corrupted Core Gem, a crate of Blood Forged ingots from, and that's from Shadowfang Keep,
Oh, I can get the SFK real easy if you want to run through.
Okay. Blood of the Wrathful, which I think is from RFC, and then Blood Knight Insignia, which I think is found just out in the overworld.
It's found out in the overworld. The questy should help you find it.
Yeah. The core gems are found out in the overworld as well, because you can go to the Nagas. And the Nagas have them as well. It's just, I think the two main one are SFK as well as RFC. And you know what? After thinking about it and talking about what we might need for a raid, I am prepared to learn Holy Paladin. So you can mark me down for Holy Paladin. I'm gonna say that
sure?
live. I'm gonna say that live.
Okay, that helps me because now I can edit your ranks to move who you're going to use and your alts.
Yeah. So I will do Beastmaster, Hunter, DPS when I'm on Senecus, and that would be good for maybe like if we have an off week where. One of the things that like my other friends who like to raid will do is they'll go and do a spec or something that they're not comfortable with, you know, or play a class that they're not really as, you know, versed in. And it's just like a fun little raid week.
Yeah,
you know?
Having talked to mostly everybody, it seems like everyone has an interest in a completely secondary class, and we can totally get everyone together and do like the different run.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm like, oh well, I can do let me go over the Undercity
because I still have my 70 boost from when I bought the package, so I could just instantly level something if I wanted to.
Oh, Umbra's here. When they redid Kata, they made it much better for completing an area as optimal or close to optimal. I got the Guidelime add-on. I've been using that for your DK through Northrend. Oh, maybe I'll get that.
14 spoiled me in the sense that like the quest is just go here, go here, go here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I started questing again, I realized that it's just getting everything done in a location, especially if you've leveled while you were there, just becomes such like not worth it anymore.
Yeah.
So I keep my eye on my map, and the moment Questy shows that I can take quests in the next area, I just abandon everything in the current area to clean my log and go.
Yeah. You know what? I might. Maybe I'll do like a YouTube video series where I follow the Ding 80 guide. Because it's really just archive right now, because they made this.
Right, everybody's done it before.
But then I could see how efficient, because it does seem very efficient, because there's like a red adventure line that shows you like, for example, Horde Hillsborough at Foothills, Guide Part 1, Level 22. At Argramar, train your skills, go south, head to the Zeppelin, take the Zeppelin to the Undercity, then you go to Hillsborough, so you run through Silver Pine Forest, you pick up, you follow the road to the Sepulchre, get the flight path, also get Journey to Hillsborough Foothills, that's your quest you were talking about, going to the next area. Then you go to Hillsborough, you follow the road, and then you get the Time to Strike and from Deathstalker Lesh. And then you go to Terran Mill, and then you pick up all those quests, and then you do all the Terran Mill quests. And then you head back. And by that time, you should hit level 23 if you're level 22. So it'll be interesting to say the least, because I want to get higher, you know? I want to get higher level. And I've been doing the leveling casually offline with M. You know, we're just kind of bumming around the barons and stuff. You know, but I do want my paladin up as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in an immense rush, and I'm not putting the
No,
rush on anybody.
but I
Like,
see you guys
just
like
enjoy the game.
Yeah, and that's what I'm doing. This is how I enjoy my game.
Like, we'll get there when we get there, and
Exactly.
there's no reason it has to be tomorrow.
Yeah, I just am ready to do Northrend content because I'm like, oh, I want to go do dungeons.
Yeah,
And especially since the LFG, the LFG is not good. I don't know why they ever thought that they should take out random dungeon finder from Wrath. I think that was a terrible choice, honestly, on Blizzard's part, because like one, their LFG system doesn't tell you what role has already been filled. So like if I go and look group browser, category, dungeons, like we see Ragefire Chasm, we see somebody who we see somebody who has marked themselves as healer, but we don't know whether or not they're fully built to be healer. That's something they got to confirm. We don't know if they're like, Ragefire Chasm is still low enough that the guy could build Ret because he's a paladin. He's a paladin, so he could build Ret with maybe a splash of holy. It's just not.
It's just a risk you take,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, technically, you could queue as a healer. I could queue as a healer on my rogue.
Yeah. You can. Yeah. 100%.
See, but like what Rag was saying about that last night is that at that point, that's your responsibility, because if you're a group leader and you see a rogue queued as a healer and you go, that seems like a good idea, it's kind of your fault.
Well, yeah. I liked it because like even in retail, if you don't have the ability to queue as healer, they won't let you queue as healer. So,
yeah, that's what I'm a little weirded about, why they didn't class lock certain things. Like rogues can only queue, rogues and hunters and warlocks and mages can only queue as DPS.
But like
DKs can do tank or DPS, but
I should be allowed to queue as a healer. Get out of here.
Yep. Umbra, we're about to run through Shadowfang Keep. Did you want to come with us?
Sure, I'll go through Shadowfang Keep.
You're on your rogue, right?
Yeah.
Level 26. Okay, I'm catching up. Our ghoul must die.
Actually, hold on one second.
I think that is a dungeon. Prove your worth. Is that another dungeon? No. Okay.
If you look at your quest log, it should say dungeon next to it.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Book of Argyle Must Die, and Deathstalkers and Shadowfang Keep are the three I have.
Oh, okay. So if I'll add you all to a group, and then when we get over here, if you want to share, because I have to go through for my paladin quest. Let's see, Baron's Peril.
I will have to go AFK like shortly once we start, but for a little bit. But I'll be back. Okay. I'll put you on follow or something.
Oh, perfectly fine.
I'm flying there now.
Okay, I'm gonna ride over to SFK.
What's the closest flight point? Sepulcher?
Yeah, Sepulcher.
Or Sepulcher. Sepulcher, yeah.
The Sepulcher. Don't worry, I used to call it Sepulcher as well until I took a theater class. I took a theater history class, and the theater history class used to talk about, religious plays and how they used to.
I got Tia full of anxiety because I was out in Outland talking to her one time, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm in Nagrand." She's like, "Where?" I'm like, "I'm in Nagrand." Apparently, that's not the way you're supposed to say it.
Nagrand.
Yeah, but I've just been calling it Nagrand since like I started in 2009.
What's it supposed to be called?
Nagrand.
Nagrand. The two syllables are not in grand. Yeah.
But like, you know what? At
that
point, I get made fun of because I don't call it a raccoon. I call it a raccoon, like raccoon. And people are like, "No, it's a raccoon," and I'm like, "Yeah, is it? I don't hear a difference between,
Maybe maybe that's a local accent for you, perhaps?
Yeah.
Like Henry Cavill, I say Henry Cavill. It's the same fucking.
Okay,
name.
Okay.
That's
But with
okay, that's-
names, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Like,
Aaron, like it's just not the same.
Okay. So the reason my middle name is Aaron,
Okay.
spelled that way.
Okay.
Is there another way to spell it?
E-R-I-N.
What?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Even
Aaron and Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron and Aaron.
E-R-I-N is more used for...
Aaron is not
It's
the
a more
same name
feminine
as
spelling of it?
Aaron.
So Erin is more, I think, Celtic based, like, you know, Irish and whatnot.
But that's Aaron. And
Yes.
then
A-A-R-O-N is Aaron.
that's
No, it's Aaron and Aaron.
And
No,
unless you want to hit the
Yes. Okay.
it's
My
Aaron.
name is literally Aaron.
Yes, but Aaron is not Aaron. Aaron is it's a different. They start with different sounds.
well, it depends on how, like you said, local dialect. You
Typically,
know, do you hit the A hard and call it Aaron?
Oh, you know I hit the A hard.
Exactly. So
You know it.
so do you hit the A hard and call it Aaron, or do you keep it loose and just call it Aaron?
typically, from what I've seen, A-A-R-O-N, Aaron, is typically more used for male names, and E-R-I-N tends to be used more for females. It's not a hard rule because I've seen
like Aaron Yeager.
both spelled both ways, but
See, all right.
Just go throw it over to Attack on Titan, Aaron Yeager. He's a boy, right?
It's the first two letters is what's getting me here.
100%. But then that also just throws it back to Nagrand and Nagrand. You know, both are technically right.
at least it's not Sean that has like 3 spellings.
Seen, Sean, and Shaun. Like you have Shaun, Sean, and
S-H-A-W-N.
Yeah, but Sean is more Irish.
That's how my brother's name is spelled.
Yeah, because if I remember for the brief Gaelic class that I took, like I'm talking about like brief, their words for man and woman. Man is far, which is spelled F-E-A-R, and woman is ban, which is B-E-A-N. So Sean kind of makes sense if you put it like that. But also Banshee, you know. Is it a Banshee or a Banshee? Well, depending on who you ask, right?
A what or a banshee?
A Banshee.
I have never heard that
Man.
one.
It's because it's you're breaking down the two words.
Man, language is wild.
Language is wild. Like G-H-O-T-I spells fish. That's because English doesn't use accent marks. All right. I'm over at SFK.
Yeah, I'm about to land in the sepulcher.
I am
Sepulcher.
about to fly, but you'll probably end up summoning me.
Yeah, we could probably summon you beforehand.
Yep.
I
But
run real fast.
throwing it back to Sepulcher. Yeah.
You're 40% faster than we are. No, you're 60%. You're twice as fast as we are. Actually, I don't know if you have on a pale horse or not.
I don't. But I have Unholy Presence, which is just as good.
Hey, I you know what? I'm cool. Look at me. I got my Social Security mount.
Nice. Hey, so do I, technically.
Yeah, but yours
I
is
just-
like
I got it for free.
yeah, you got it for free. Yeah.
I'll be back in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
I just got to move some laundry around.
Go ahead and go and move laundry. Go be an adult. You filthy casual.
Man, I did that first thing in the morning, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Oh man. But yeah, so when Return of Ravnica came out, they came out with the, I don't know if you know Magic the Gathering.
Very, 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 very loosely.
Very loosely. Okay, so every set there's
I know
usually,
how to play the game.
there's usually a cycle of 5 cards. Each of them are monocolored, each representing the 5 colors of Magic: red, black, white, blue, and green.
Side note, I'll let you continue, but the thought passed through my head that fucking Planeswalker should have been a guild option.
Oh my, yeah, that would have worked. Oh, all right.
Man, you should hear some of the cutting room floors.
Man,
Of ones that didn't make it. Continue.
So there, for Return to Ravnica, you had the cycle of 5, which were the primordials.
Okay.
The black one was called Sepulcher Primordial, because that had something to do with bringing creatures back from the dead. Sepulcher is basically a tomb or a crypt. And I remember when it came out, everybody would call it Sepulcher Primordial. It's because it's not a word that we hear in our.
I think people see the CH and they're so accustomed to what that sounds like.
100%. And so that's why when you called it the Sepulcher, I wasn't, target does not meet the level requirements? How does that not work?
He's 1 level too high.
That is ridiculously dumb.
Shadowfang keeps 17 to 25.
That is ridiculously dumb.
He's got to run.
That is so dumb. Blizzard. Hashtag some changes? Really? Hashtag some changes.
Man, this is the experience, man.
Hashtag some changes.
Man.
Man, it makes me wish I was a warlock. Oh, but warlocks don't even get their summoning until what? 60?
Right, you wouldn't be able to anyway.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So yeah, it wasn't until I took like a theater history class in college, because we were going over like the history of theater, basically going from the Festival of Dionysia to, you know, the kind of religious plays that would be put on during churches and whatnot. And he said the word, what I thought sepulcher was sepulcher. And I was like, that's very interesting. That's very interesting indeed. Oh, thank you for the two waters that
you certainly can't use them yet, but hey, put them in your bank.
Hell yeah. But yeah, and that's how I learned the word sepulcher. Sometimes you just got to hear it out in the wild, and sometimes when you hear it out in the wild, your brain still says, no, that's not right. That's not right. That goes against everything that I believe in. Yep, like raccoon and raccoon. I call it rocket raccoon, but apparently
I feel like that might be a regional accent thing, though.
Yeah, because I was raised in the North. I was raised in Philadelphia. So
so you almost speak like me.
Yeah. So you know.
Did you have radiators in your home or radiators?
We had radiators.
Okay.
I've never heard it called a rad unless of course you're talking about a car, right?
Man, why is there a distinction?
Because, you know, when somebody says, "Oh, my rad hose broke," that makes me think, "Oh, your hose broke in your car," you know?
Right, man, you wouldn't say my raid hose.
My raid hose. You know, or you know, oh, the rad's overheating. Okay, has something in the car. But if you said my radiator's overheating, I'd look at you and say, yeah, that's what they do. You know, they get hot. I remember having the old, I think ours were not porcelain. They were They were some kind of metal. I was really young.
I could imagine. There's no way I know if this is right or not, but I remember my radiators being like cast iron.
Yes, that's what it was. And
like very liberally painted cast iron.
Yes. I also remember, you know, going out in the snow, getting all the snow on me, and then just taking whatever I had and throwing it on the radiator to dry. I thought that was the best thing ever.
Sometimes you'd hear that sizzle if it was already hot.
Mm-hmm. Or like, you know, when I was growing up, my mom would always say, "Hey, don't push anything. Don't like play around the radiator, because if you bust it or bend it, you could have hot steam blow all over you." Because they do have that little pressure valve on the side.
Little did we know that they were cast iron, and there was nothing we could do to bend or break any of that.
100%. But still, monkeys do fall out of trees, as the family saying goes. Monkeys aren't supposed to fall out of trees, but you know, every once in a while, a monkey does. You know.
Do you put the R at the end of idea?
Idea?
Yeah.
Every once in a while. Like if
my mom says it like that.
Like, oh, I got some idea, and, you know, tap your head. But like, I've lived in the South long enough that I used to talk really, really fast, and a lot of people would say, "Oh, I can't understand you. You're talking really, really fast." But I've had to teach myself to, one, ditch my accent, because one, I'd get somebody be like, "Are you?" I've had somebody come up to me and say this one time, "Are you in the mob?" I was like, do you, first off, you do not. You don't say that. And two, no. They're like, you sound like,
can't just ask people if they're in the mob. God.
You can't just go around and say, if that gets out to the wrong person, do you know what they'll do to me? Do you know what they'll do to my cat? I don't have a cat, but I'll if I see a cat in my house, I know something's happening to it. Yeah, it's just like really weird. People in the South are weird when it comes to.
I know. I'm here now, kind of.
Have you ever been told that you're too crass?
No, I've never been told.
I've been told that I was too crass. I worked for a community college, and I was standing right underneath a sign that said, "Student IDs can be created and obtained in Building D." And this girl comes up to me and says, "Hi, I was wondering, is this where I get student IDs?" And I said, "No." And she's like, "Do you know where I do?" So I pointed up directly above me at the sign. And apparently that was crass and rude. I was like, I don't understand how that's rude. You asked me for information. I pointed you exactly where you could find the information.
I guess that could be misconstrued as an insult to their intelligence, that they wouldn't have noticed a giant sign above you.
Yeah, but I personally never did it to point out that
you
they
didn't intend it like that, but
yeah,
they thought you did.
Yeah, my intention was, hey, look up, and you'll get the information, then you can just go about your day, you know? I always look for signs. I'm afraid of.
So would you say that you saw the sign?
I opened up the door and I saw the signs.
You have to run.
Yeah, you have to run because Blizzard was like, "Oh, you're level 26. You do not meet the level range for this meeting stone."
Yeah, we can't summon you with the stone. We use the stone to destroy the stone.
I can literally queue for Shadowfang Keep.
Yeah, but the summoning stone is capped at 25.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. My outrage, exactly. Hashtag some changes. They said it. Hashtag some changes. They left it really open-ended and ambiguous. This could have been their hashtag some changes. It would have been something small. Only hardcore wrathers would probably have been like,
you couldn't normally summon somebody outside the level range. This is not the classic experience I wanted.
And then everyone would look at you and say, hey, shut the
I think a lot of it also might be shell shock from what happened in classic vanilla with dungeon running.
True.
Because, like...
Meeting stones weren't a thing.
Well, no. Like, I don't know if you heard what, like, the leveling meta became at the end of classic.
No, I played a little bit of classic vanilla and then realized that my home was WoW Wrath. Because that...
So...
Yeah.
Also had a similar experience.
Basically, there was a route that people found that a level 60 mage could go and pull the entire dungeon of Maradon, which is one of the larger dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a spot where they could get to that they'd jump between this cliff and this tree that would cause everything to run this like loop back and forth.
Oh.
And so a single level 60 mage, if they knew what they were doing, could pull the entire dungeon and solo AoE it down.
Oh my god.
In like 10 minutes.
Oh no. Well, 10 minutes. Talk about hardcore gamers. Man, look at that old...
The meta became, like, mages would sell runs.
That loading screen, yeah. Wild.
And you'd have 160 mage and 4 level, like, 30 to 40 people. And you'd just sit at the entrance. And you'd get, like, a level to half a level every single dungeon run.
Man. They fixed that, right?
Yeah. Because they also didn't have the, like, if you have a 60 in your party, it reduces the XP gain.
This is true. We're only here for the completion. Because I don't see a lot of people running this content even in the LFG. Man.
And the old
versions.
version. This is wild. All right, don't we have to talk to some dude?
Oh.
One of these prisoners.
Well, you killed him. He's dead, Jim. Okay, I have to go get my blood ingots from the stables.
Okay.
So... Oh my god, Deathstalker, admin. Please.
Sure, just take your time.
Just take your time. Just saunter over. You're indeed courageous for wanting to brave the horrors that lie beyond this door.
But yeah, basically mages were completely busted in vanilla.
Mages, I feel like, were always busted. Because they were the... Like, ever since vanilla, they were...
You guys just don't do anything.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna pull this whole courtyard.
Okay.
We go talk to this guy.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and drop that. Little consecration never hurt anybody.
But yeah, like...
I'll just pull this whole courtyard.
No, you good.
I think there's a section of Zul'Farrak that you can basically pull at level as a mage, and you could solo, like, part of the dungeon.
Oh. Well, all right.
Is there something going on? I'm coming.
Yep.
What am I stuck on? Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, the horse is stuck.
I'm running to you.
There we go. D&D's down.
Pop down a consecration. There we go. Look at that. We're getting all of that.
All right, that should be everyone.
All right, so I think I got to go in here.
Did you have any quests that I don't have?
Let me see. You have the Book of Argo must die.
Yep, those are the two I have.
Okay. Nope. The only thing that I have is my personal paladin quest for the crate of blood forged ingots. Parish. Oh, well.
There's no reason we have to go up this pathway, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. I just didn't know if your quests took you somewhere.
Nope. We just need to get the head of Argo.
I don't know where the book is, but the other quest is to kill the final boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll just run up and check real quick.
Yeah.
I think it's in the library up ahead.
Yeah, I don't want to backtrack, so I'll just deal with it now.
Okay.
Oh, there is a chest up here.
Well, we're coming up. People are gonna come in or watch this later. He says, hopefully, and they're gonna be like, "He's not actually leveling. He's being boosted through dungeon content." I'm trying to get quests done.
This is a pathway. I just have no reason. I just don't know why I'm here.
If you don't want to go through the kitchens.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When they redid it, they just made it.
There's
so,
a boss up here, isn't there? When they redid it.
I think there's one at the end of the dining room.
yeah.
I remember there's a boss in one of these hallways that just has a misfortune ult and just shreds you.
Oh, no, that's at the end.
Is that at the end?
Yeah. He jumps onto this little broken thing and he just kind of goes, ah, ha, 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 ha. Misfortune.
Yeah, that's the kitchens down there.
Okay.
I do know that
they're.
they're I think.
So we have to go down into them? Because we have
I don't think so.
No,
Isn't there a
because
boss at the end of that banquet table?
there is in
I don't
the
know if there
remake.
is. In...
Yeah, well, he's right there. Baron Silverman.
Oh, then just
yep.
kill him.
I remember some things.
The sad part is I said there was a boss there, but I thought that was added later.
Yeah. Same. Ooh.
Oh, that's yours.
Oh yeah. Strength and stam. Parish.
Yeah.
I'll have to get some int stuff too, because I'll worry about that end game. Because I think for a rating I'll do Holy Pally. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I'm gonna do it for the team. I'm gonna step up to the plate.
I swapped. I was going to DPS, but a friend of mine swapped from tanking to DPS, so I just took his spot.
Yep. We'll do it. We'll do it because we're awesome.
I would love to swap roles, but I picked Rogue.
You can rogue tank. We just got to get you geared out with all that agility, right? That's still in the game, right? Well,
Dodge tanking.
No, they put diminishing returns in this game because of what happened at the end of DC.
Oh, see? Hashtag not true. True classic.
No, that happened in
I know.
real vanilla.
Yeah, I know.
Wrath.
Because they're dodge tank.
Literally, I saw people in original TBC who had hit the 102%. And actually, they put a buff in Sunwell because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to add a 2-hit buff to every mob in Sunwell, so that
man.
people didn't have too high of dodge.
What a time to be alive to be a rogue who got lucky enough to get geared to the point where you had
Ooh, a rare.
dodge tank. Oh, hello.
What?
That seems perfectly great for me.
Did I accidentally murder a rare?
You did.
Okay.
The Deathsworn Captain, which is what dropped that Phantom Armor.
Unfortunately, I don't think we get
I love indiscriminate murder.
we get the XP boost from it ever again. Or was that later? Because I remember the first time you ever kill a rare, you get X amount of XP. But if you kill the rare again, you don't get that much XP again.
I think that was when they started making rares not actually rares and just like one-time kill mobs.
Yeah. I don't know when that was.
Was that Mop? Or was that Kata?
I feel like any big changes might have been Kata, but I might also be misremembering. I'm so used to a post-Kata world.
Because I know in Mop, like, they had all the rares that are like, this rare's here and it respawns every, like, couple minutes. But you only get, like, anything the first time you kill it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
See, I didn't play Mist, so I only remember that in WoD.
Yeah.
So I only remember it leveling through the Mop areas as I was prepping for WoD.
With me, it was I love leveling. Leveling is personally Agi Stam. I'm gonna agree on that.
Man, I should just be allowed to death grip him.
Ooh, here's the book.
I love leveling. Leveling is one of my favorite pastimes because I like to call myself a casual hardcore gamer. You know, I like to be.
Don't forget the book back here.
Super efficient. Where's the book? Am I missing it?
Yeah, you have to go back to the library.
No, it's in this room. It should be in one of these shelves.
Is it sparkly?
I'm not
It should be.
seeing a sparkle. Oh, it needed to respawn.
Oh, odd.
I stole it.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, so I would always, if I'm in a zone, I'd go and kill the rare. And that's just like a little boost to XP. You just kill it once and you're good. Are we ever going to have a built stupid for Alliance?
If there's interest.
We max out on the Horde. We're like, fuck it, let's go to... Oh, no, he's dead. Oh, Nando's. Man, look at him. He's so cheeky.
Now I want chicken.
Cheeky Nando's.
I wonder how cheeky I can be about this.
I'm pretty sure you could be as
Oh, I
cheeky
can't
as
be.
you want.
Ah, fuck. Man. I thought that would work.
It worked
did
for
not.
me.
It did not work.
I only slightly cheated after I fail.
You cannot death grip him.
Haha, look at that. Got the final hit on him. Oh, well, these have been perfect for one of our casters.
At least the early bosses dropped some good stuff for us.
Oh, yeah. Like, let's see. I have mutant scale breastplate, but this improves my crit strike rating by 5. I'm going to take that.
There's no exit shortcut in here, is there?
There is not.
Let's see. I have Searing
How
Blade
do you
that has a
go?
chance on a
Except for
hit,
this.
but this Arc War Axe is way better. And then this ring.
There may be a mace in your mail that's better.
Are you sending me a two-handed mace?
I sent it like right when you logged on.
Oh, okay. This axe is plus 10 strength, plus 9 stam. I'll take a look at the mace when it comes through. Do we not have guild mail yet? Or did that not come out in Wrath?
Kata.
Kata.
Yeah, Kata's when they added all the guild perks.
Yeah, because I was talking to Rag earlier, because I remember the guild tax system where it took a portion of your looted gold and put it in the guild bank.
Yeah.
And that didn't occur until Kata.
Because
They had an independent guild shop.
there was some good things that came out of Kata, right? Kata
Yeah.
had a really good
I
guild
mean,
system.
I think Kata gets a bad rap.
I think Kata gets a bad rap because it fundamentally changed WoW, and there was no way
Yeah.
to go back. Right? If you didn't like Kata WoW, you couldn't take a bronze dragon to pre-Kata.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people did private servers, you know? Now we have classic.
You know you can jump off these roofs to the entrance, right?
Oh, well. Well, that was good.
So technically there is like a shortcut halfway through.
All right, time to go turn this in. Who wants to go to org and run through RFC real quick? Because I need to. So I have the crate of Bloodforged ingots. I need to get the corrupted core gem. The blood of the wrathful is what I need from RFC.
Yeah, we just have to take the Zep out to org, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Pre Blessing of Kings. So I don't have Blessing of Kings on right now. My melee power is 200. My strength is 72. My armor is 955. I guess.
It's so ridiculous how much gold you start getting in Northrend.
Oh my god. I can't wait. So one of the things, I guess I've never done Holy Pally, right? So do Holy Pallies wear primarily cloth, or are they plate but you have to find the plate that has int on it?
Yeah, there's definitely good Holy Pally plate to be had.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. Because I'm trying to think of like,
Oh yeah.
what am I going to wear? Because I need my int up because of the mana pool.
Like half the quest plate items in Northrend
Yeah.
are pally.
There's a bunch of really good intel plate out there.
Okay.
It's only slightly frustrating as a DPS plate wearer, though.
Yeah, I've run 3 dungeons and gotten 1 item. So
Oh,
that's life.
does that mean I
And
get,
it wasn't even armor, it's a fucking weapon.
does that mean I get first dibs on Valinor?
Sure, yeah, technically,
Wait,
I guess.
wait. Well, eye to eye. Is he Holy Pally as well? Because I
Who?
noticed that in our guild,
Who?
a toy.
Oh yeah, Injury was gonna be prop, but he's gonna be ret now.
Oh, okay.
He's my friend that we swapped roles with.
Okay, because I know that seniority and whatnot. So
Yeah, I mean, technically we're all exactly the same because we made the guild.
hell yeah!
So-
Look at that, level 23.
Where does... Okay, Undercity is where we turn this in.
It's also where we need to take the Zep out to our org. Yeah, I completely forgot about Valinor, actually.
Because Valinor is going to be, if I'm doing Holy Pally,
Yeah.
that's going to be the mace for me.
Absolutely. Sure, because if Tia ends up healing, she'll probably just be a raid healer, where you'll be the tank healer.
Which I'm
Well,
okay
it depends.
with.
She was saying she wanted to be disc.
So disc,
Oh, well,
disc,
we'll
disc
figure it
is
out.
like, well, no, she also was talking about being holy.
I mean, on a 10-man, we can run a holy and a disc.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really too big a deal. Like, I'm not looking to fucking to min-max my way through this. It's just whatever anybody wants to do, man.
We're going
The only time,
casual hardcore.
if we are doing Lich King, we will probably want to have at least one disc priest.
100%
I mean,
because
when I did it, we didn't have a disc priest.
Damn.
I mean,
disc priest is
when-
nice because it's just
My first heroic 10-man Lich King kill was a druid and a shaman.
oh you got so druid, I guess druid has the hots and the
I guess if you pre-hot everybody really good, it's not too bad.
I mean, we also, at the end of it, we only completed it because one person was alive, but I'll take it.
Well, the Disc Priest really for the Phase 1 ability where he does that thing where you have to heal them up before they lose the dot.
Or it like insta-executes or something?
I'm not immensely worried about it. It's whatever.
If we're doing 10 man, it's not going to be that hard.
Whatever anybody wants to do, it's fine.
And then we get 15 more people, and then we do 25.
Yeah, I mean, here's hoping.
Papa wants that red frost worm.
Because, like, what I figured is going to happen is if we don't have 10 people, we'll pug people until we do, and if people want to join us, then sure, I'll send an invite.
Heck yeah.
We'll just osmosis grow, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then once we push past, like, once we have 13, 14, 15 people, maybe we'll start pugging 25 mans and we'll just osmosis grow.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, and as much as we're saying we're casuals and we're scrubs, we're actually, I mean, most of us are pretty good. Like, we know what we're doing.
A lot of us have played before, so that helps.
So, you know, I was writing something earlier today about the difference between casual and hardcore players, and I don't think it's as black and white as it is. I think it is a sliding scale. So, like, if you are 100% pure casual, you put less than, I guess, 20 hours a week into the game. You consume no other content for the game except for the game itself. You just log on to quest, level up, maybe do a little bit of dungeon content, log off. You do it for relaxation. You do it to unwind. If you're a hardcore gamer, you consume the raiding content and all the high-end content like voraciously. You look up, you know, the toolboxes for, you know, to put it in Final Fantasy 14 terms. You look up the raid guides, and you look up where you need to be standing, the phase mechanics and stuff. You do the research. That's kind of 100% hardcore. It's a sliding scale because you can be a hardcore casual. You can be somebody who casually plays, but maybe they do the research and they look into, you know, playing their class a little bit more efficiently. Maybe they look into what class is going to be better utilized in X-Pack as opposed to, you know, just saying, I'm going to play what I want to play because I don't care, you know? Whereas if, you know, that's what we'll call hardcore casuals. And then you have casual hardcore. Maybe you do the high-end rating. You do all that progression. But maybe you don't do it out of a self-drive, right? You have nothing for you personally driving you to do that high-end content. Maybe it's more of, I'm doing it because my friends are doing it. I want to play with my friends. That's how I relax and unwind. So you're doing hardcore content at a more casual pace, you know, because if you didn't have those friends, you probably wouldn't do it, you know? And that's what we call casual hardcores. And I think those are the 4 main points on that sliding scale.
Just a pundit square of players.
Yeah, pretty much, because like I consider myself a hardcore casual. I mean,
I definitely pull traits from both sections.
100%. And then that's why, like, when people are like, oh, you're either casual or hardcore, I said, no, I feel like you could be both. There could be a gradient, you know, it's not black and white. There is shades of gray, you know. I would never be able to call myself a hardcore Final Fantasy 14 player because that would be an absolute lie. Because I get anxiety during Savages or watching Savage content. You know?
having been a purely hardcore player before, I could definitely see a clear difference in the way that just the general attitude of it
100%
is Like, I've been in that world, and I understand how people act and deal with the content. I'm like, not like that anymore.
No, yeah. So you'd probably have dropped down from being hardcore to casual hardcore. You still have the knowledge, you still have the skill, you still want to complete content, but you don't care about doing it in a meta. You don't care about it being like...
Yeah, well, like you said, like, I take the time to look up build paths and stuff.
Exactly.
And I look at it and I go, I don't want to do it like that, and then I just do it the way that I want to do it instead.
Exactly. But you are genuinely knowledgeable about the game. You're also actively consuming other content for the game as opposed to just the game itself. You know, I think the people who would be considered casuals, and casuals is not a derogatory term at all. There's nothing wrong with being casual. There's nothing wrong with being hardcore. It's just the way you play.
How dare these people enjoy video games at their own pace and rate?
And enjoy. How dare these people want to complete everything that this game has to offer? You know,
it's the point of games, man.
Exactly. Just in the end, it doesn't matter if you're hardcore or casual, because in the end, you're the one who bought the game. You're the one who's paying your sub. I mean, the old adage from Final Fantasy XIV, "You don't pay my sub," is an excellent retort to somebody calling you a casual in a derogatory sense. It's okay to understand where you fall on this sliding scale, you know, where...
Well, it's also your responsibility too, because if you know that you're casual, you should probably not seek out the time and attention of people who are going to be a little bit more sweaty than you, because
they will get, understandably, aggravated when you can go from casual to hardcore. You're not stuck being casual. If
you can go in either direction.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
If you feel like you want to be go from casual to hardcore, you be prepared to make that commitment.
Yeah.
You know?
The only one I kind of had an issue with, and it's...
All right.
So with single player games, I don't understand the whole debate about like certain games shouldn't have an easy mode, and that's just dumb.
Okay.
But when you get to multiplayer games like this, it gets you start getting a little bit of a difference where, you know, how do you determine...
Right. You two stay here. I'll be back.
Okay.
We're both pretty high level for this place.
I'm not going to... I'm just not going to stop.
No, yeah,
like,
keep
I'm
going.
literally just going to grab the entire dungeon.
Yep, I'm going to come with you.
But like...
So yeah, you were saying about not having a...
Like, you know, should there be content that like you have to progress through, and then like, you know, should there be rewards for the people who are completing the difficult content? And
100%. I feel like that was another thing that I was writing about earlier this morning, was what games have a good casual hardcore balance. I think Final Fantasy XIV has a beautifully crafted balance of content for hardcore and content for casuals.
For sure, you can super tailor your experience.
Yeah.
For example, like one of the things I wrote was, you know, Gold Saucer. That is a casual.
You struggling back there?
Yeah, I am. I think.
No, he's ahead of you.
Oh. I didn't realize they passed you. And you don't have a true res. Damn it. Okay. I fucked that up. I'm sorry.
That's why I told you guys to stay at the beginning, and you were like, "Well, it's you guys the Samwise meme."
Yeah, yes, but that also implies that we need to stay behind the level 60.
Yeah, I also was running around dropping consecration
or the
like
level 70.
like a little nerd. So we were talking about... Oh, yeah. I was writing, you know, about how
Here,
there is
I will pull the rest of the dungeon while he runs back.
There is
Yeah.
a good balance
Oh, am I going the
between
wrong way?
casual and hardcore.
Nope, this is the right way.
Okay, I got turned around.
Yeah.
And I think Final Fantasy 14 has a wonderful balance. You have player housing.
To be fair, I think retail WoW has the framework for a good balance,
but
they
I mean, I think the
Yeah,
problem
the
with
implementation is
I think
horribly
the problem with retail WoW now isn't so much the game; it's just kind of the community built around it.
yeah.
But
I meant like
I
the
feel
way
like
they set up raids, like
It's hard to keep the casual player in the orbit.
they World of Warcraft right now has, like, retail has a terrible problem of alienating the casual player.
which is where I think they kind of, and I think part of that is how they balance the different raid tiers that they have. But I think the raid tier system is good as like what you should do.
Yeah, no, like, so I was comparing and contrasting, and I found that there were more casual based systems, and casual based systems, for definition, are any system that is not required for high end progression. They are independent of any other real system and is accessible and available to be enjoyed by all players, casual, hardcore. Some of these systems that I wrote down were, let me see, I'm going to pull it up. Daily roulettes, the Gold Saucer mini games, Hildebrand quest lines, player housing and decoration, seasonal and specialty events, endless dungeons.
Is that the guy you need to kill?
I need to go and interact with something at the very end.
Yeah, there's another boss at the very
Okay.
end.
Yeah.
Right. You could in 14 you could spend 100 hours and never actually play the game.
100%. And then I was like, what are some Final Fantasy 14 purely hardcore systems?
No, the Savages system.
Yeah, Savage.
For sure.
That's like the only bullet point that I have is Savage.
I mean, the EXs to a certain extent.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was heading towards when it came to like the Savage system, was all the high end stuff, the raids, the 8-man to the trials and whatnot.
But, I mean,
I guess
Bajra and Eureka, maybe.
Are they hardcore?
The people that I know who did it were super mega sweaty about it.
Oh, okay. Like, so, like, would that's the other thing, is like, would you consider that hardcore? Because anybody can use it.
You know what?
It's
I
not
wouldn't, because I
technically-
could do it.
Yeah, it's not technically needed for progression. As soon as you complete the main scenario quest, your progression as a casual kind of ends, and you don't need to do Baja or Eureka or any of that to play casually. You know what? I am going to add that because I feel like it's not something needed for a casual. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
WoW casual systems. And this is where I came at it. Is transmog collection. My favorite thing to do casually in World of Warcraft retail right now is go back through old raids and get armor and stuff to unlock in my casual. Oh, okay. Yep. I need to kill him. I'm gonna throw my little hammer. Oh, can't throw my hammer because I don't have a seal. Got a seal, throw my hammer. Okay.
Yeah.
Got the blood of the wrathful.
Which, one of the things I think I wish they would do with the Wrath, or with the retail raid levels, is one, they need to have 3 levels, not 4. And basically they should have heroic, and basically they should kind of put out a thing kind of like what they do with mythic, where it's like these raids are going to be challenging, they're going to have the best gear, and they're going to be tuned for the hardcore raiders.
Yeah.
If you are casual, basically the savages,
Yeah.
this is not for you. Have a normal that's kind of got a little bit of a challenge,
That reminds me, ultimates as well
Yeah.
are definitely a hardcore thing.
Have some normals that are basically like just, tune down of the raid, make it a little bit easier so that, if you want to push yourself and challenge yourself, do raid content, but not like be sweaty about it. You can do normals. And then have the LFR, which would basically be a scenario type thing where you can queue as an individual or as a small group. And it's basically to run through, get the story, complete the quests,
Yeah.
do that. And I think the cool thing that would be a lot of fun is like fill your raid with random like story-based NPCs. So
the trust
have
system in
Jaina
in
be
Final
doing
Fantasy.
like DPS for
Like the
you.
trust
Have
system,
Thrall,
it sounds like.
Yeah.
have Thrall, tanking for you or something like,
Yeah, like the trust system.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
And I think if they did that, that would be good.
so the list I have for WoW hardcore systems, because like my WoW casual systems, transmog collection, normal dungeons. That is like the only casual content that you can do in World of Warcraft retail right now as a casual.
Normal, heroic, and mythic dungeons.
So on hardcore systems, I have mythic tier rating, right? And
I would move it to mythic plus dungeons and mythic rating.
and mythic plus
See,
no. So the list is
see-
mythic tier rating, mythic plus dungeons, PvP and BGs and arenas, right? Because I feel like a casual probably isn't into PvP. The daily quest system, so like world quests and whatnot. Systems like Torghast, which was going to end up like an endless dungeon system, but they tied it to end game progression. And if you didn't do your dailies in Torghast and you didn't upgrade your legendary, you sat out in the raid.
Yeah, they need to break that, which I think they said they are in Dragonflight.
Yep, no borrowed power systems. And the borrowed power system is a hardcore system. Anything that you have to actively keep up with that is a chore, right? So
Yeah. Like, Torghast would have been so much fun if they had just, like, broken it from progression and said, hey, this is just a new content. You can push as far as you want.
If
Like,
it was just Palace, that would be better.
100%.
like it's just, hey, this is a roguelike that we built into the game. Have some fun with it.
Man, seeing some of those Torghast builds were hilarious, though.
Oh, I loved it.
yeah.
I loved going through Torghast, but I didn't like having to do it for progression. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go AFK. So I leave the stream in your hands.
Hello, Rag.
What is the next thing you have to do?
The next thing I have to do is go for the Corrupted Core Gen and the Blood Knight Insignia, and that will be all that I need for the Path of the Adept. And then I'm just going back to Hillsborough, Foothills, and doing stuff. Unless anybody has some low content that they want to run, I'm down. So,
Where are those two items at?
so the Corrupted Core is outside of BFD, just killing Nagas until they spawn. And the Blood Knight Insignia, I think, is on Eastern Kingdoms. Yeah, it is. It is over in the, I think that's the Eastern Plague Lands. No, it's in the Ghost Lands. Just south. Let me see. If you're looking at Zulaman and you go west and then immediately south into this little shoehorn. So what's going on, Dos Espada Oso, Two Sword Bear? What's going on, friend? I saw your notes on my little thing that I'm writing. I appreciate your input. I'm gonna be right back because I need to use the little paladin's room, and I will be back.
Oh, little paladin's room.
Yep, little paladin's room. I'm gonna go pray to the great mighty Pooh.
Are the Blood Elves still using an enslaved Naru at this point, or did that get fixed in TBC's story?
I think that doesn't get fixed for a while. I think that's like Kata, where they finally stopped being horrible.
It was. I was
If
led to
not later.
believe that blood elves never stop being horrible.
I mean,
Well,
they try. Okay, Liadrin is cool.
oh yeah, I think it is because with Kata, because that's when like the Taurens got to be paladins, and then they're like, "Here's how you be a true paladin and not
Yeah.
like a fucking evil piece
It's
of
either
shit."
Kata or like all the way in Legion, where
I
they
thought
finally
it might have
stopped
been
doing that.
Legion.
Because everybody's like, hey, you should really stop torturing that thing to give yourself powers. It's not very paladin of you. Okay, what am I doing?
I think I'm about to do the Wrathgate stuff.
Oh, nice.
I think.
I am in that as well.
Man, the subtle urge to drop down and murder this warlock.
Oh, if I run past a Horde person or an Alliance person and they're not in a zone that will get me murdered, yeah, I kill them.
I was a little pissed at the Night Elf settlement and Dragon Blight because it's like, goddamn, learn walls.
Yeah, it's right in between you and the one fucking questing spot. Too.
And it just looks like regular forest until all of a sudden you've got some Night Elf bitches that are murdering you, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, I ran through there a couple of times too. It's like, wait a minute, this isn't right, and then I was dead.
I was just like, oh, I pulled some mobs. They dismounted me. Okay, turn around, start to fight them. I'm dead.
Yeah, that's about how it.
Oh, oops.
I had an experience like that when I was out in Outland. I really had to get to Shat for some reason, so I just followed the path that would lead me there. It led me into the Alliance section where they all decided that I was not supposed to be there.
So I'm doing the plague section. I think there's like 4 different quest lines you have to do for the Wrathgate.
See, I don't remember. I know a lot of it starts in Agmar's.
I know you've got to do the like.
The dude in
light
Agmar sent me to Alexstrasza to help her out, so I'm assuming this is gonna help.
Yeah, they'll send you to Alexstrasza to get help fighting the worms. You'll go to the Wrathgate. Little shithead sends you away to go talk to Alexstrasza. I forget what the hell you do there, and then you go back, and that's it.
Yeah, so you've got to do the like Angmar, like Narub stuff. Which I think after that they'll send you to.
She just sent me up towards the Wrathgate.
To Alexstrasza. And then you also have to do the Blight stuff over on Venom Spire. Because I just got sent to Venom Spire.
I finished the Venom Spite stuff. All I've left is a group quest, and I don't think that counts.
All right, I'm back.
No, I don't think it is. Go back.
Righty-o. Time to complete that Paladin quest, and then it's back to Hillsborough. I need to hit level 60. I'm only level 23. Oh, I should go train up. Let me run back. I should go check my skill trainer.
And your mail, apparently.
Oh, my mail came. Let me see this sweet mace that Umbra got me.
It's not as sweet now that you got that axe in RFK, but it still should be an upgrade for that.
Let me see. Whoop.
It was good exactly 30 minutes ago.
It's still, I think it's still an upgrade for him.
Oh,
but it's
yeah.
You know,
It is. So this is 57 to 86. This is 44 to 66. but the DPS is 22.9, and
So it's an extra like 2 DPS higher.
ish, and then like the stats are way better. Like the stats is 10 strength, 10 stam, as opposed to this axe, which is 10 strength, 9 stam. Like if you look at the the damage range, it's not. But
Yep, sure is. Wrathgate cinematic.
There you go.
Fun.
Now you get to do Undercity. Yay.
Sourfang, the younger bitch.
well, time to train my
Aw,
two-handed
man.
maces.
Bolvar, the man who had the worst week in history.
I mean, it kind of ended good for him in the end.
No. What happened to Bolvar was ridiculous.
I mean,
And then he became the fucking Lich King and like
And
became
it-
one of the strongest.
and he's a
Except
dad.
he's in constant pain.
Well, yeah.
Does he feel pain once he's undead like that?
Yeah,
Yep.
he's on fire.
He technically doesn't become undead because of Alexstrasza.
Why was he burned by
Well-
Alexstrasza again?
No, she lit him on fire because
Yeah.
they flew when the plague landed at the Wrathgate. They cleared the scourge by just
Right.
the red dragon flight strafing the entire thing,
Yep.
So
and he was still alive. So Arthas dragged him inside and tortured him until we show up and stop him.
Right, I remember that. Okay, yes.
So the fire of the red dragon flight keeps him alive, but he's the undead ruler, so he's constantly on fire and he hates it. That's why he has the coolest fucking model in the game.
That's why he's also has the coolest model in. I'm gonna be honest. Bolvar's.
yeah, because Alexstrasza burned all the plague away from the super mega plague that affects even the Scourge.
Yeah.
Yep. Turn them all into bones.
And then he gets dragged inside and tortured until we show up.
And we don't know that until we get there.
I mean, also,
No.
let's also talk about how all the Death Knights basically wear mind-maddening armor because it's all made out of Saronite. So not only do they have the shit from if we're going for current WoW retail lore, the runes, the Helm of Domination, Frostmourne, and all that other stuff were all plans and creations of Zeratol, the jailer.
I have not kept up with the story of.
It gets weird.
It gets- okay, so
It's very strange.
so the jailer is basically this guy who's locked in the Shadowlands,
I got
and
to where we set the jailer free
okay,
Yeah.
in Shadowlands.
so basically everything that happened in World of Warcraft was the jailer picking up a bunch of ideas, throwing them out into the aether, and being like, this one's stuck. You know, because the Nathrezim are children of Denathrius. So the leader of Revendreth. You know? I'll have to go up through Ashen Vale. Okay. We're gonna
And I'm still trying to figure out, like, because technically the old story was the Titans and the old gods were the top of the food chain. Like, they were the strongest of everything. But now it's like, yeah, you're literally going to heaven and hell.
So the way that I took that was the Titans and Void Lords and Old Gods are the strongest and the top of the top in our reality.
Yeah. In
In the
in
realm
the
of
living
life.
world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the Shadowlands, the realm of death, it's the Primarchs.
Yeah.
You know, but to go around and say that the Nathrezim, Arthas, all of that was the jailer basically getting lucky.
Yeah.
He just so happened everything worked out.
Aren't the old gods just like lieutenants of the Lords, though?
Yep. So I feel like now with Dragonflight, we're gonna see a shift. Nobody liked whatever they did in Shadowlands.
Wow.
I personally hated Shadowlands lore.
It fucked up too much of the old lore.
Mhm.
It was the biggest problem with it. It just took everything that they had going. It was just like, nah, all of that was wrong.
Yeah. But I think now we're seeing a shift. Dragonflight is the perfect time because they already brought in the Void Lords, because the Void Lords invaded the Realm of Death. They invaded Bastion, you know. That was a big thing that they said in the story. This is the perfect chance because they're talking about, you know, Azeroth is finally awakening. I think this is what sets off the Void Lord story arc, where just like we destroyed the Legion, we took Sargeras and we threw him into a cage where he's getting his ass kicked by Illidan for the next millennia.
Yeah.
I think you've got that backwards on who's getting their ass kicked.
No, that's the that was the end of BFA.
Oh, yeah.
Illidan goes up there to get some shit.
Oh, yeah. Illidan jumped into the cage with Sargeras.
Yeah.
But I don't think Illidan is the one who's winning in that cage match.
No, I do.
The way I understood it is Sargeras is supposed to have lost all of his power, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know
Amantul basically reset him down to level 1. So now he's getting his ass handed to him by a level 60. You know? I'm glad that
Considering
they...
how much Illidan bitched about being in a cage for 10,000 years, he was awful quick to jump into another
you know
cage.
What, though? That's not fair because he died. He was dead. We killed him, and then they brought him back.
This is true.
Like at the end of Black Temple, he dead. He died. Not
No,
alive.
he's a demon. Demons don't die unless you kill them in the Nether,
Yeah, well, unless you...
or you kill them in the
Argus. Because Argus became the homeworld of the demons.
So you killed his avatar,
Yeah.
which is how he was able to come back.
Garbage.
So
No, it's how all demons work.
So well,
Yep.
now
That's why
that
we've been able to kill what's his face multiple times.
now that Illidan and Sargeras are now neatly locked into a cage, ripe for the unlocking, just in case Blizzard makes another lore faux pas and everybody decides to be like, nah, this expansion's the next Cataclysm. Bye, you know. They can, you know, open it up a little bit. Maybe right before the final expansion, when we actually fight the Void Lords, we go back and we get Sargeras and Illidan, and then we maybe
Are
Oh, you know we're bringing Illidan back.
maybe join forces.
Just full on end game it.
Exactly.
$5 says we have to go get Sargeras to wake Azeroth up to stop the Void Lords.
Well, no, Azeroth
Or
should
we
be.
beat Illidan back, and then we find out, and it's like, but what about Sargeras? And then we find out that his time getting his ass kicked in the cage reformed him, and now
Yeah.
he's also on our side.
Well,
Well,
he was technically good at the very start of things.
Well, he
I
went
mean,
nuts because of all of the.
Right.
all the
No, I
Titans
guess technically at
technically
this point-
dying.
I mean, he didn't even technically go all that nuts. He just went a little more extreme with.
He went Thanos because he was like, everything is
That's
horrible,
what
so
I
I'm just
keep
going to
saying.
stop everything.
That's what I
Like,
keep
that-
saying about Mally. He did nothing wrong. He knew what was coming and tried to stop it,
Okay.
and then we murdered him for it.
Except, no. So, Thanos just didn't understand algebra.
Thanos. Okay, the actual thing. Thanos has a hot on for death,
Yeah.
and he was like, "I'll just kill half of everybody, then she'll sleep with me."
That makes
100%.
so much more sense than
That
a
is
super
exactly
advanced
the
being doesn't
storyline.
understand algebra.
That is literal. That's the actual thing with Thanos. He has a like hard on for Lady Death, and
Yep.
that's why he tries to kill half
But
of everybody.
but
And she doesn't sleep with him anyway.
No, she absolutely does not.
Yeah, because she's got a lady boner for Deadpool.
you can't have your big bad have a big hard-on for death in a Disney property.
That's
So
also true.
you have to throw ham-handed philosophy in it. And
Yeah,
then
but
anybody who watches the MCU feels like they've taken a philosophy 101 course and they're able to sit there and sip Pinot Grigio and talk about the finer points of Thanos's philosophy.
Yeah, no, that's like in the actual Marvel comics. Thanos
Yeah, I
just
Yeah.
yeah.
But the MCU one where there's not enough resources for the amount of people, so we're going to cut the people in half. Why don't you just double the resources,
Exactly.
you dumbass?
Because there's not enough space. That's a mass problem.
It's
but
literally
anyway-
space.
But anyway,
He manipulates reality.
Yeah, I'm going to make a moon of stuff and solve that problem real quick.
Okay, so here's the thing that I hate about it in the game.
but we'll never get Ant-Man
The
going into his butt and getting really big.
this isn't the boys.
But what's his name? That
We
who
just
does the science stuff. He disproved that one.
We deserve it.
Somebody went and did the math on that and found that doesn't actually work. He
So-
I
doesn't
mean, I'm pretty
expand
sure if
with
someone
enough
caught it
force.
fast and got bigger, then that would cause problems.
It would be bad.
The thing is that basically because his skin is so dense, like Ant-Man doesn't expand with it fast enough to cause damage.
You will have lots of problems if you go underwater too deep and come up too fast.
We're
you kind
human.
you call it
Thanos is an alien.
it's called the
Yeah.
spins.
And they took liberties with him because there's no way Hulk would get punked by Thanos.
Oh no way at all. Also, my man Darwin, I'm gonna throw it back to
Oh, boy.
X-Men First Class. My man Darwin
Right.
would not be blown up by
Right, he
Kevin
would've-
Bacon's
He would have
radiation. Yeah.
evolved past it.
Darwin is the best mutant out of the X-Men. He went up toe to toe with Hulk. His powers kicked in, teleported that motherfucker away because the only way that he could survive is if he was nowhere around the Hulk. You know, when he was introduced to a nerve gas, his body turned into a sponge. Sponges don't have nerves. You know? He fought hell, the literal goddess of death. And she has the touch of death, touched him, and was going to kill him. But his powers was like, well, the only way for you to survive is for you to become a god of death. He becomes a god of death, takes her armor, takes her cloak, and then proceeds to dominate her.
Hot.
So Kevin
Actually,
Bacon,
in the Marvel universe, technically, isn't Deadpool actually the? Well, he's not X-Men though. If you're talking about just X-Men,
yeah. No, like if we're talking about like X-Men with
just the X-Men, yeah.
just the X-Men with the most overpowered mutation. There are two: Darwin and Gambit.
And who?
Gambit, because he can store and release kinetic energy in any atom if he wanted to. And I think that they did do this in a comic. If he wanted to and his mutation evolved to a point, he could access all the current kinetic energy in the universe itself and then cause it to explode.
I guess technically Rogue too, just with her. X-Men are weird.
Yes, yeah.
Isn't like Cyclops and Jean Grey's kid supposed to be stupidly OP?
Which
Cable.
one, Cable or X-Man?
Oh.
See, that's the question, right?
Yeah.
Everybody thinks Cable is the only son of Jean Grey and Cyclops. Nope. There was that bald guy with the whippy dip on his forehead called X-Man. But yeah,
Deadpool should be an X-Man, but they won't do that.
Well, he consistently declines the invitation.
He did in Deadpool 2.
I mean, just throughout his
He
whole
became an
conversation
honorary one for a little bit.
Yeah.
but he doesn't actually care.
Oh yeah.
Because technically, Deadpool is depending on which version of it you look at, he's literally immortal.
Mhm.
And no matter what they do, he cannot be killed because his body will just regrow itself.
I mean, we have Deadhead. Yeah. Well, Deadhead, he's technically already dead, but he's not.
Yeah.
You know? But, yep.
Wow, I feel like I just cheated, Reg.
What was that?
I got the falling without dying achievement.
I love how we
Because
were.
in Undercity. I went through the elevator and it has a wind gust in it. It just kept you floating.
I love how we were talking about Shadowlands being shit, and we got all the way onto X-Men.
No,
Hey.
Deadpool's the strongest X-Man, if he was an X-Man.
I mean, he killed the entire MCU in that one. No, there's a Deadpool kills Marvel. What if?
Oh my gosh.
Which that was one of the few comics that I read that was stupidly funny. Although the best part is like what he does to stop Wolverine and the other people with like his healing factor. Because you can't kill them, so he sets up a like a heart rate monitor to their corpse,
Mm-hmm.
and when it starts, like when it detects a heartbeat, it triggers a flamethrower on their face
Oh my god.
until their heartbeat stops, and then it's just they're set up on this thing that's just powered so that basically every time they regenerate, they get killed again.
Jeez.
Hey, Reg, how do I do this? Do I just run around fighting stuff?
You just stay where everything is at and kill it until it's over. Oh god, I'm dying. Well, I should not have life tapped.
I'm just gonna follow Thrall and let him do all the work.
That's all you do. Just stick with him,
Yep.
to be honest.
So with
You know
with Dragonflight, the new story is by the end of Dragonflight, or at least midway. Okay, assuming that they keep with like a 3-phase setup. You know, start of the expansion, middle of expansion, and then the big bad at the end. For example, it was for BFA, it was the beginning of the expansion, then the whole thing with Mithrax in the middle, and then N'Zoth at the end. By either the middle or the end of the expansion, Azeroth should have awakened, and we have the Titan.
They might technically push that to another expansion. I could see that.
Okay, I am interested in seeing what happens to a planet after the Titan is born.
Yeah, because the Titan is technically the core of the planet.
Right. So is it like an Eternals thing?
Are we going to be the bad guys and keep it from waking up?
Ooh. Ooh.
We actually keep we bring in the old gods to put Azeroth back to sleep.
Ooh.
The only old
And
god,
the Titans are pissed and they come back.
I think the only old god that would be able to come back is N'Zoth.
I mean, they
And
can
then
just pull another one out of their ass because they technically did with the one that corrupted Ashara.
What?
That's N'Zoth, yeah.
No, Ishar is just the one I'm thinking of. How do you say his name?
Oh, Yasharaj?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, but the whole thing with him is they fundamentally destroyed him, and they realized that they couldn't do that because that's why we have the Maelstrom. That's where Yasharaj, Amanthul came down, ripped Yasharaj out, killed him, and realized that he created a big no-no when he did that. That's why the Titans locked away the other old gods. Like Cthulhu was locked in Ankaraj. Sauron was
Ulduar.
Ulduar, and then N'Zoth was somewhere in the fucking Broken Shore. Not Broken Shore. God. What am I thinking of? Wherever her fucking shit was. Ajara. Anyways, because she's the one who like at the end of her raid.
Cthulhu's down in what's it called?
AQ.
Area.
Silithus.
Yeah, Silithus.
So they locked him. The only way we could kill an old god is if we kill them in their prison. So we've done that with Cthulhu. We killed him in AQ. We've done that with Sauron. Yogg-Saron, I'm sorry. In Ulduar. We can't do Yasharaj. I guess technically maybe we did with Garrosh. Not really, because the heart's still there. And then the only one we didn't kill in his prison is N'Zoth, because he was technically released. So I think he might just come back as, a Saturday morning cartoon. Like, man, I'm back. And then like the other Void Lords are like, yeah, you failed. Man, I guess I'll join up with you.
They do technically have all of the, like, any Void Lords they want to make up, plus they can just make more old gods.
Mm-hmm.
You fought their lieutenants, now it's time for the captains.
Yeah, they could totally do that. All right, where are these Nagas outside of Black Fathom Deeps that I need to kill? Oh, isn't Akumai technically?
That's it. That's the final boss of Black Fathom.
Yeah, no. But Akumai has something to do with the Void Lords.
I don't.
Or the old guys.
I think that Akumai was like some creature that was corrupted by them.
Okay.
Yeah, because in a lot of Black Fathom or toward the end, it's the Twilight Cultists, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the like cult that was set up to like worship the one that died or that was imprisoned up in Darkshore.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Akumai is just a Hydra that was corrupted or something. Like, just a corrupted creature that's kind of strong.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for the Drakthir. I'm probably going to... I know that I always say it. I always say I'm going to go back for one more expansion. Maybe this expansion will be the one.
I'm really excited for Dragonflight, and I'm just as bad about doing that shit too.
It's because they said no borrowed power. Okay. There's no borrowed power there.
The fucking talent trees are what they should have been when they first changed them.
Yeah, the talent trees are coming back. The talent trees in professions.
Yeah.
Giving professions more... It looks like they're adding more casual systems. I think talent trees are a casual system in the sense that it could be hybrid, right? You could be a hardcore that follows the meta, or you could be like what people do on private servers, and even back in the day when Wrath was live, and they played around with the talents.
Yeah. Well, because Kata is when they first changed the talent trees, but they weren't the pick one every 15.
No.
If I remember right.
I think Kata, they didn't change them. They just made it so they shrunk them and made them one every other level.
Well, they cleaned up the whole.
It was
here's 1% more crit.
They did get rid of a lot of those, but they also, I think that's also when they implemented you have to pick a specialization and you have to go so many points into that spec before you can go into another spec.
Yeah.
Which isn't a problem necessarily.
I think that's actually good.
I liked the Kata system, and that's why I like Dragonflight's talent trees, because that's what it reminds me of what the talent tree should be, where there are choices to make, and they can change how you play, but it's not, okay, I have to get 13 levels of 1% more crit and haste.
Yeah.
Before I can get something fun.
The whole talent system now is go on Icy Veins, see what the top raiders are using, use those. You know, there's no class, there's no unique character. Your character is not your character. Your character is whatever the hot delicious is.
I think the
that's
current
always gonna be a
talent
problem, though.
system could have been great. And I think what they should have done is that they should have had like each tier has a passive talent, a like minimal interaction talent, and a high like maintenance one. And the high maintenance one will be the better, like if you play it optimally, will give you more benefit.
Yeah.
But like, so you have to like, it adds a button to your rotation type thing. You know,
Yeah.
if you can keep it up and make sure you're using it on cooldown and doing all this, have one that's like a cooldown that's going to be slightly better than, and then the passive one would be the weakest one. So you have like, you can tailor your character to be as like, oh, if you want just a good talent that's going to be active and give you a small boost all the time that you don't have to worry about, take that.
Well, the problem with talent trees is and it's just a game thing in general. There's always going to be the better.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's why I think you
Which-
need to kind of do it the way you do, which is like, okay, if you're going to always have a best one,
Yeah.
have one that's best if done played correctly, have one that's best if you're just like,
And that's,
but have the passive one be better than if you're not using your ability to its full.
and that's
Yeah.
what they're trying to do currently. If you look at the three now, there's
Yeah.
the really good active, there's an okay passive, and then there's the casual passive.
Yeah. There's the fire and forget.
Yeah. And I liked talent trees because who here remembers like prot pallies in PvP? The
Yeah,
ones
well, I
where
mean-
the ones where you would think that you got them down, but they would blow some cooldown. They had a talent that was for every spell something they got stam or something. It converted a stat and it made them ridiculous. Or every stat or every stam they got spell power or something like that. I can't remember what it was. It's
I
been
think they have
forever.
that now. Do they have that now?
Actually, I'm on Paladin right now. Let me see. I think that's a holy thing.
I can't remember. I know, like my warlock, for spirit, I get spell power.
Let's see.
Injury me if he was here would know more about paladins because that's like all he's fucking played.
I'd say paladins are probably my like fourth least played class.
Injury is I'm not that good at the class, and then the motherfucker will like crush every goddamn meter in anybody you put him against.
Yeah. So my most played would probably be warrior or mage.
Mine's weird. It's a toss up between demon hunter or priest.
Oh, right here. Here it is. It's a level 40 talent.
Then my
Wait.
next would be warlock and priest. Then probably DK rogue.
I've always just been a DK.
Then druid
I can Holy Priest pretty good though.
and demon hunter. Then paladin hunter. Shaman.
What's
Are
the
my
talent
three
before I
lowest played?
sing the praises of Cat, a holy priest?
Yeah.
The talent is a prot pally talent, level 40. It's called Touched by the Light. Increases your spell power by an amount.
Can you show us on the doll where the light touched you?
Yes, it's right here in my heart.
It's right here, pants grab.
Man.
Okay, so Touched by the Light increases your spell power by an amount equal to 20% of your strength and increases the amount healed by your critical heals by 10%. So you would have these probabilities that would build into strength and then turn around, either Flash of Light or Holy Light, and then regain all the health that they lost. And that is just basic. Like, I don't have any points into it. So at first rank, it's 20%. You know?
Mhm.
So I remember in PvP where that was watching my friend do it. He's like, watch this. He gets all the way down to like almost death. he pops a heal, goes right
Correct.
back to full. So, but like that wasn't really, I don't know, that was him messing around with talents and stuff. I think that having talent and talent trees added that little, you know, it's like putting your signature on your character. Like, this character's mine, you know. Of course, if you want to play a meta, go ahead and play a meta. Nobody's telling you to go play a meta. If you play Magic the Gathering, you'll understand this kind of like a, you know, comparison that I'm making. You either craft your own deck, you either build your own deck, or you net deck. Is net decking wrong? No. You want a deck that works. You want a deck with a certain archetype that fits your playstyle, and you don't want to put too much thought into whether or not the card that you're choosing to put into the deck is going to be good or optimal. You'd rather go and see what works over at Pro Tour and, you know, the higher competitive scene, and then go for that. Nothing wrong with it. Not a damn thing wrong with it. You know, it goes back to our conversation between, like, is it bad to be a casual gamer or a hardcore gamer? It's whatever you want to play, you know? So
you can tell it has flying because it is a bird.
Exactly. Unless it doesn't.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
Wait, why won't it let me pick up the flight location to that's weird. It won't let me pick up the flight location for Silvermoon. Oh wait, that's so weird. Why won't it
Reload your UI maybe?
No, it says I don't know any paths connected to this location. Can you not fly from Undercity to Silvermoon?
No.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense why they.
I
had
don't
to
think you.
transfer.
Well, you'd have, if nothing else, you have to have Western and Eastern Plague Lands flight points.
Oh, right. Okay, that's probably why. All right, I need to run down.
You need and the Ghostlands.
Yeah, you need Ghostlands. There's one more in there another flight point in the Silvermoon area? I cannot remember actually.
No.
I mean, there's Quel'Danas, but that's north.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so you need Ghostlands and Tranquillian, and you need the Eastern Plague Lands flight points.
it's okay. I was just like, oh, why can't I, fly to Silvermoon? But like,
I remember when they added flying to the old world and you couldn't fly in Silvermoon Zone.
Oh yeah.
Or Eversong Woods. You couldn't fly in Eversong in the Draenei starting area because they technically weren't part of the old world.
That's hilarious. I like Wrath. Wrath was, I feel, where all the classes were good. There was...
See, I'm a weird one. I think Kata was where it hit the high points like that. I really liked Kata. And then it feels like it went downhill after.
I didn't enjoy Kata because it was a fundamental change to the game that I played. It changed everything. Like,
See, I think that was the one problem, and I think that's the biggest problem with Kata, and why a lot of people don't like it. They changed too much at once.
Yeah. Like, if they, I don't know, if they gave maybe like a one expansion buffer to the release of Deathwing, where we would feel the tremors and all that other stuff. I never played the Kata pre-patch, so I don't remember what Kata pre-patch was like.
It was actually kind of a neat event where you had to scramble around to close elemental rifts that were happening.
And then death would
Oh, Deathwing would occasionally show up and just light his zone on
burn you
fire.
to death.
Yeah.
The entire zone died because Deathwing was there.
The entire zone.
I remember M.
Randomly chosen the entire zone.
I remember M was telling me about that. Because I didn't play during Cataclysm. I didn't play during Cataclysm or MOP. I came back for WAD.
I'm sorry.
WAD was good for raiding. WAD was good raids.
That's when they went downhill with all of the random bullshit you needed to do.
Yeah. When it's oh, Zoe.
If they didn't, because they had all of the world changes, the Katas, when they made the first talent changes, they really changed how questing went too, which wasn't bad, but you were really locked into
A zone.
it was very ABC to get through an area instead of being able to just go and quest.
Yeah.
And I
that's
think that a lot of that is what caused problems, but like the classes felt so good.
okay. Because that was the first big change of the builder spender, right? All classes became a builder spender of some sort. Paladins became, oh, I'm going to build holy power. I'm going to spend holy power. Hunters were no longer mana based; they were focus based kind of deal. But I think that making the questing more streamlined helps with something that I'm having right now, because I'm so used to retail questing, is I'm level 23 and I'm trying to figure out where I need to go. You're right. So I'm over in Hillsborough at Foothills trying to knock out some quests, and then I'm going to be going right back to Stone Talon Peaks or whatever. And I'm like, oof, I'm getting whiplash,
It was a good and bad thing. It was way too hub based, and to go to the next one, you had to complete the first one.
Yeah.
Was the biggest problem. To me, anyway. Like, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Some people didn't mind it, but I if you could have gone to just a zone itself and quested it, like if everything led to the same place basically, but too much of it was you go to this zone and start in this town. Okay, you're done with this town. Go to this town. Okay, you're done with this town. Go to this town. Okay, now you can go somewhere else.
And I think what really killed it for me was world quests. I don't like chores.
Yeah.
I don't play video games to complete chores. I do my chores in real life, and then I play video games.
And that's why I play games to not do chores.
Yeah, exactly. So when you come in and say, "Oh, you want upgraded gear? Better do the world quest so you can go do a dungeon because you don't have the eye level for it," and you're like, "Huh? What?"
Yeah.
Because I was trying to do that on retail. I want to get the heritage armor, which is a great system. It's so flavorful. It shows people the lore. I think heritage armor quests were great. Like doing the whole, the legacy of the Bronzebeards when you have dwarves, and then like they did away with that for some reason. And now once you hit a certain level, you just go and you go talk to somebody and they give you the quest. But like the new Blood Elf heritage armor looks sick. You get to have armor that is reminiscent of the Silver Moon Guards. You get a really nice pole arm, and if you're a paladin, you also get access to the Blood Knight armor. So that's very flavorful, because Blood Knights have been a big key thing in Blood Elf Paladin since TBC. Right now, I'm doing a big quest line to become a Blood Knight.
I mean, hell, they've been a big thing since fucking Warcraft. Technically, you had the Spellbreakers.
Well, yeah, 100%. So like they're making strides in the right direction. I think they just need to They need to keep the hardcore content for the hardcore players. And then, but give casuals a little something to enjoy. That's why I really like
I think the
14.
biggest problem with it, there's too much of the side content that's not just
Side
I
content.
want to do this for fun, it's required.
100%.
I'm the sociopath. I was telling people earlier. I'm sociopath. I'm trying to work on 2 different sets of legendary armor and 2 different legendary weapons in Guild Wars 2.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fuck ton of shit. But I can just go do things to get to that point. Like everything I'm doing in that game right now, even if I'm just running around in circles like an asshole, is leading to that completion.
I think,
And then in
part of
WoW, it's like, no, you don't get to go do that fun thing you want to because you've got a week of this to do first.
I think
Go ahead.
part of it, and this is kind of a history of WoW development, is they will try something, it will get bashed, and then they overcorrect and are unwilling to go back towards what they tried in the first place for a long time. Which in this case, it was with WoD, where they tried to have, you know, there's lots of little things you can do, but nothing's required.
Yeah.
And they got bashed for there's not that much content.
So they overcorrected.
And they've overcorrected, and they have yet to go back to find the right balance for multiple expansions.
My longtime friend just said it really good. If you make something fun but then tie it into progression, you either have hecked off casuals or hardcores. You have to have systems that are separate.
Yeah.
You also have to build on that. You also have to have the fun systems that are separate that can stand on their own. You know, I know people who love Triple Triad in Final Fantasy 14. That is, they go and they collect all the cards. They go and they do all of the games. They fight all the NPCs, and they love the Triple Triad. Do you need to do the Triple Triad to complete the game? Do you need it to do high-end progression? No, you don't. You don't have to do any of that. But it's just a nice little thing. It's a nice little thing. You can do it at your own pace. You know, there's no sweat saying, "Oh, you didn't build this Triple Triad deck," you know? Let's see. I have an old static mate that's been doing Mahjong for the last 2 years. Yeah, because you can go do Mahjong over in Final Fantasy.
Mahjong.
Yeah, Mahjong over in Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, World of Warcraft is, you know, taking Torghast and they're copying Final Fantasy 14." That's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. Stop berating companies
Absolutely.
for copying other successful games, because right now Final Fantasy 14 is beating World of Warcraft.
Oh, for sure.
Well,
I mean,
They have.
I'd say yes and no.
They have a higher concurrent player base.
that's what. And
well, but the only problem with that comparison, though,
okay,
and I was talking to another buddy about it too. With 14, you do have a lot of other stuff you can do. I mean, that's just the way the game is set. Because I played that one too. There's so much other you can do. But the problem with, and the issue I have comparing 14 with WoW in that sense, with WoW, it's very much, you're going to do this, here's your raids, okay, you're done.
Yep.
With 14, there is a lot of side content. I do, and this is something I stand by, the raiding, even the Savage and upper end raiding in 14 is very, it's basically, if you can't figure out how to stand in the spot you need to be and push the buttons you need to, you really need to sit back and, you know, work on that formula, because it's so formulaic in the upper end.
Okay.
It's essentially a rhythm game.
Yeah, it's very much like that.
You can definitely look at it like a rhythm game where you have to be making certain movements in time with certain activities, and it's just muscle memorization until you can.
When they've had to break their macro
to.
system because the game is so easy to macro an entire run through of, like, that's, I don't want to say that's an issue, but
well, no,
like
so,
that's a thing with it, is where you could macro an entire, I mean, literally, because it's something I could do on my keyboard. I could macro an entire rotation in Final Fantasy 14 to my keyboard and push a button and just run around in a raid.
well, okay, so it's really funny that that you are saying all of this, because my friend Bear, he's in my YouTube chat right now, and he's saying literally the same thing.
We're friends now.
So he's like,
That's unfortunate.
literally tried to make us push back raid so she could get a mahjong match. Let's see. WoW has a ton of things that are fun. Final Fantasy 14 really doesn't have all that much to do, but 14 has way more replayability. 14. Okay. So he says, I disagree on 14 rating. Okay. So many less collectibles. Okay.
What has so much less collectibles?
14.
I'm not sure about that one.
I guess it depends on what you're looking at as far as collectibles.
Right, because you can collect cards, there's minions, there's mounts, there's the same, I would say the same, if not more, armor sets. I think it's easier to collect in 14.
He says, I have every single class weapon, all the glam. Okay. He says, WoW rating I find to be trash. There are way less armor sets. Okay, I can see that.
See, the thing, like, because I've done it too. I literally stopped playing 14 because I got to Savages and I got bored.
Okay.
It was, you're going to do all of this, you're going to do it in the same order. The people I were playing with were really new to raiding in general. And that was it. Like, it's, okay, you fucked up, everybody hit the wall. There's no in between. Unless you're out gear, once you get to the point where you're out gearing stuff. But if you're attempting things at level and roughly, you either play it right, and everything is you might have something where, okay, this mechanic has 3 variants.
Okay.
But once you figure out that, okay, the boss is looking to the right and has his left foot up in the air, you're going to do this. If you fuck it up,
Hit the wall.
you got 2 brain cells fighting for 3rd place. I mean, it's really that simple.
Yeah.
Left foot up, boss is looking left, everybody run to the right. If you miss that, you kind of need to stop and hold a pine cone in your left hand. You know what I mean? Figure out what left and right is.
So one of the things I'm trying to figure out is WoW has a lot of mechanics that are tied to high-end progression rating.
Yeah, there's a lot of that though.
What does 14 have? I am a casual on 14 standards. I love doing the MSQ. I've looked at rating. I've seen all the shit that has to do. I'm terrible at rhythm games, so I say I'm good.
I despise 14's fucking MSQ.
I enjoy
I
the
like the structure of it. I like that I mean, it's a little too linear, but I kind of like the focus a bit, because with WoW, you show up in a zone, you don't know what, you just end up taking everything, and not all of that is crucial.
Well,
and there's no way to figure out.
I dislike 14's MSQ because everything is locked behind it. I will qualify it with that.
Okay.
The story is okay, but the fact that if I go get someone brand new to MMOs and say, come play Final Fantasy 14 with me, it's going to be, come play Final Fantasy 14 with me. All right, I'm going to sit and chat while you spend the next 100 hours running through a story you may or may not care about.
Okay. Fair enough.
If they would detach content from MSQ, I would have absolutely no problem with it. 100%.
He says the attunement is bad. That is very true. Yeah, I agree. Because coming from World of Warcraft, you don't technically have to do any of the quests to get to the end, right? You could sit in dungeons and get all the way to max level and then turn around and go do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, if they would, because they have the level lock system or the syncing system.
Yeah,
however you want to call it, where like you'll get synced down anyway in 14. And that's kind of a thing I think they're going to start having a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
How would I go convince a new person to come play Final Fantasy 14 when I have to tell them, okay, you're about to go do quite literally close to 100 hours of solo content? And you can say it's not solo, you have dungeons to do, but to get to a point to do things with a higher level person, you've got 100 hours ish to get through before you can get to that point. It's just
okay.
And the fact that you can't go do Sastasha at level 15 if you tried 4 different classes and never got the MSQ going. or you can't get to any of the content without doing so many quest unlocks to get through all of it. It's just really rough.
No, I feel that. I feel that 100%.
Also, some of the MSQ is just they try too hard.
Okay. So, what game do you feel like has everything you're looking for?
Oh, well, everything I'm looking for, as far as it comes to, and a lot of it too, with an MMO doing it together.
Yeah.
Like that's literally in the title.
100%.
Guild Wars 2. 100%.
Guild Wars 2? Okay. All right. I have been a Guild Wars fan for a while. I have not gotten into Guild Wars 2 a lot because a lot of my friends were doing the higher end stuff and I was still kind of futzing around. And sometimes I will get completely overwhelmed with the amount of stuff to do in Guild Wars 2, like finding all of the stat point things.
Yeah, my wife's having that problem right now.
Yeah. I loved Guild Wars because before WoW, it was really my first MMO that I really did everything in because I played Guild Wars.
Yeah, the original Guild Wars.
The original. And that was the first game that I played the way that I wanted to play, and people got really angry at me because I would play Whammo. If you remember Whammo. That it was a meme build. I didn't know I was making a meme build. I thought I was legitimately I was building a paladin from World of Warcraft. So you would take warrior for all your martial abilities, you would take monk for the healing, and then you basically, my mind was like, oh, me go out, me fight, me get hurt, me heal self, me not need healer, me am healer, you know?
Yeah.
And then I would have friends who were, you know, they would do kind of like, there was a really big assassin build, and I think it was assassin ritualist. I don't know. I can't remember.
That sounds right, but it's been many years.
Yeah. Because the cool thing about Guild Wars was you had to dual class. You had to merge two classes. You know, like Necromancer and Mesmer. You know, you would use Necromancer as your main class, and you would summon like all of these creatures, these undead creatures.
Yeah. And
then you use Mesmer to get your mana back, basically. I like that. I thought that was really nice because it added a little bit more, you know. I have passed this motherfucker so many times. Okay, there he is. The bat handler. I'm looking for the bat handler.
Undercity.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I miss that. I will run in circles around that fucking area until I fucking run back into him.
The first thing I do when I get into that central area is I hit the tracker and I'm like, okay, what am I looking for?
Undercity is like one of the few cities that I know really well because in Canada, that's where I hung out.
I know everything but where the fucking Flight Master is in Undercity.
Oh, I can tell you where stuff is. I can tell you the Flight Master is on that ring. Where on that ring, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, I know roughly where he's supposed to be, but I swear to God, the fucker changes all the time.
Oh, I'm looking for a bat. I never look for
and they're hidden in the background.
I look for the little thing where the flying thing is sitting on, and then I go towards that. You know?
Yeah, and it's like hidden in that little alcove.
I don't know. I'm sure I would like to get into Guild Wars back into it, because in Guild Wars 2 I play Ranger. I do Ranger 2-hand kind of deal. But like the new expansion goes back to Cantha. Cantha was like the best, because with Cantha you got Ritualist, which was a really good class. I don't think they added any new classes with
they've added what they would call
Paragons,
or what are called elite specs.
Yeah.
And they let you change up the current specs. They're like the classes, you can add more stuff to them.
I'm
But they haven't
sad.
added a new class.
I'm sad that you don't have Dervish anymore. Dervish was a really good fun
Yeah,
class.
I love Dervish.
Paragon was a really good class as well. And then Ritualist. My first Guild Wars faction character for that campaign, because Guild Wars is not necessarily an MMORPG, it's more of a cooperative, it's more of like a co-op game. They call it an MMORPG, but I don't think Guild Wars 1 was an MMO, because the overworld was instanced.
Yeah.
You could technically solo it all yourself because you had the henchmen and the minions, you know, and you had a set campaign. You know, it was more like it was more like a cooperative RPG, if anything. But like, so when factions came out, I saved up all of my allowance. I went out and I bought it, and the first thing that I made was a Necromancer Ritualist, because I was like, me have giant meat monsters, me have ghost monsters, me minion master.
Yeah.
You know? And I liked it. I don't necessarily feel the minion master with Guild Wars 2 Necromancer.
It's actually like you can actually go minion mancer in Guild Wars 2, and like you basically just throw all of your people out, and then you maybe dot a few things and watch them melt. But I don't know, like I don't want to say like recently they've done that, but like hell, I think minion necromancer is one of the. It's not like all of the classes have a. You don't need an expansion and elite specs to play it to do it, but like minion mancer is like the go-to for new people. Yeah, it's been so long since I played that far ago. I'm trying to think about it. Because I play Condi Necromancer. Because poison. Yeah, that's why I play an Affliction Lock, because everybody gets the AIDS, and then you just run around and laugh.
This is after they nerfed it, though. I remember at the start of Wrath, my friend was a he mained Affliction, and he thought it was the hilarious thing, because like it was a lot of dot management. So if you could maintain everything and play it perfectly, it was busted. But like the average player couldn't do that.
Yeah, you can let dots drop off too early and stuff.
And so he would pull like he'd top meters by like a couple thousand, but every other Affliction Lock would just be like with everybody else in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
And he hated it because when they nerfed it, because they changed it to made it a lot easier to play, but they nerfed the top end.
Yeah. Well, and you also like they put more on like Shadow Bolt and keeping those debuffs up, not necessarily dots.
Yeah. But then again, that's also a lot of what Shadow Priest was, which I had a lot of fun with.
Yeah.
So how do you guys feel about the new Evoker class?
I haven't seen much on it. I've looked at some of the Dragonflight stuff, but not a whole lot.
I've heard there's a little bit about how it's got kind of a shorter range, like it's a mid-range class.
But you can charge the spells and make them longer or more powerful.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've seen some of that, which is it looks fun, and I love playing healers. Like I'm actually tempted to roll a druid for stuff now. But
Wrath or
yeah, Wrath, what we're doing now.
Okay, yeah, because I'm gearing up, getting ready, because I want to try Holy Pally.
Holy Ballet.
So I am right there with you.
I would really love to have. I mean, having a class that can heal for ICC just for that green dragon fight would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. You get to look like a freaking god because you hit 80,000 heals per second on the healing boss fight.
That, and then also the one I loved was as a Shadow Priest on Blood Queen. When I got Vamp Embrace with the double damage, I basically became a third healer.
Oh,
Like, because you double your damage, that's doubling your healing. Like, I was literally pulling like on the heal meter, I was just below the raid healer.
mm-hmm.
Now, most of that was on myself because I was a dick, and I'd stand in fire because I was healing. Because like everyone in the raid got 5% of my health, I was getting like 50% of my damage done as health. So basically, every second I ticked back to full health. And I'd stand in the fire instead of taking it to the edge. And my raid leader yelled at me after he caught me doing that. And then the healer pipes up and he was all like, I have never put an other than he was a druid. He's like, I put my like lowest hot on him and then I don't touch him because I never have to worry about him.
Yeah.
I don't heal him.
Oh man, I don't miss when mobs ran away in fear.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
It's so annoying when you get into an area where they do that.
Yeah, I'm
trying to
I'm
chase
over
them
in,
down.
I'm over in Durnhold Keep right now, doing that Hillsborough ad stuff. So I'm like, please don't run into that mob. Please don't run into mob. And this rogue runs away that I'm trying to kill for a quest and aggro's two of the mages, and all the mages do is shadow bolt. So you're just walking around and getting shadow bolted to the face. And I really don't have any shadow resistance.
That's one thing I don't miss is the fucking resistances.
Oh, I don't have a ammo slot. I was like, is there a way for paladins to, because I know warriors, you can learn bow and use that as a way of long range pull. Because I remember.
No, but you have throw shield.
Yeah.
Not right now, but yeah.
Well, not right now, but eventually.
Yeah. So as a holy pally, I'm going hammer board. Or am I looking for an offhand, right?
It'll be shield. Like
Okay.
I think that's all you can use as an offhand.
Okay.
Literally the only class to use intellect plate.
Hey, intellect plate. It was good flavor. Let me see if I can just get this one mage. Oh, well, I got the rogue too, so that's who I originally wanted, so I'll just take it. But I have to do something about this mage, because this mage will fuck me real hard.
Yeah, that's one thing I have to give to WoW too. With some of the changes they made, the quality of life went way up.
There are some people who say WoW has done nothing right since, Wrath, and the game's been going downhill. I mean, look at the numbers, concurrent.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but there are some things that were nice that they changed.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's also like when you have 12 million players,
Yeah.
like the concurrent numbers are lower. Yeah, they're still literally crushing everybody else out there by half.
That's why I was saying, like, the only true rival to Final Fantasy or World of Warcraft is Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about games in which you have to pay a subscription to.
Yeah.
Because Guild Wars 2 is a good game in its own right. You buy it once, you play forever.
Yeah.
And
kind of like you were saying before too, a big problem with Guild Wars, it's a good thing and a problem at the same time. There's so much shit to do.
Yeah.
It's very easy to go in and go, where am I going from here? If you have no idea, like, even how to pick an objective.
I've always started Guild Wars 2 with no group, no friends. So, like, when I would get in, I'd be like, all right, what am I doing?
Yeah, it's very easy to just...
Because all my friends...
There's so much stuff once you hit 80.
Yeah, because all my friends are at the higher ends. And I've gotten the boosts, but I'm like, I don't want to boost. I want to play from the beginning, because... when you cut out the fundamental thing about MMOs, in which I like, is leveling.
Yeah.
It's not an MMO anymore. You might as well just play a MOBA.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and that's one of the good things with Guild Wars, though, is like even once you hit 80, you could slap a level 80 boost on and then just go back to the level 1 area and run through it all like you were. You'll be a little stronger than the level 1, but playing through the story and stuff it's just like you hit 80 and it's like, okay, where's the in-game stuff at? And then it's just a list of pick one.
Yeah.
Do you want legendary weapons? Do you want fractals? Do you want raids? Do you want world versus world PvP?
So are fractals dungeons?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
It's the easiest way to put it on those.
Because Guild Wars 1 had the best PvP system in my opinion. The best PvP system. Right? You could either do, you know, 1v1s, or not 1v1s, but you could queue up for like battlegrounds or whatever, or you could do guild versus guild. Your entire guild, because there wasn't any raids. So the guild versus guild stuff was the raids. Oh my god, I just ran into a whole bunch of shit. Okay, luckily I have lay on hands.
Lay on bubble hearth.
Don't have that. Okay. There we go. Oh my god, the Watchman went and got another mage. I'm so peeved. Okay. Thank god I'm a blood elf. Silence, shut up. When's my interrupt? When's my interrupt? I've just been using Seal of the Crusader. Or Seal of Command, I'm sorry. It's I think the best seal that I have currently right now because of the fact that it cleaves.
Hell, I think it might be the fucking in-game one.
Because you have like the Seal of the Righteous, but that just does like burst damage. It's also the first one that you get. Yeah, Wrath had a really good progression with characters because you would go and you'd get a spell, and that spell you would learn how to use it, and then you would like learn other similar spells and incorporate that. You know, like you have Seal of the Righteous or Seal of Righteousness. That's your first seal. It teaches you how to use the seals and the judgments, and then when you get to the point on Ret where you can use Seal of Command, you don't ask what is this ability. You know it's a seal. You activate it, you use your judgments, and something else happens to it. You know, it has a passive and then it technically has an active, you know. Also, I love how my health is 999. Alright, I have to kill 4 more rogues.
Oh, jeez.
And then rescue Thogthar. Might as well go do that. Unless, of course, it's a fucking escort quest. Those escort quests are obnoxious.
Yeah, one of the best changes they made was escort quest, where the person actually just sprints the entire way.
The big thing that kind of peeves me are the ones where you have to escort him. Like, there's one where you have to escort the guy all the way back to Ratchet. And
oh, yeah.
He will fight everything. And you got to make sure he doesn't die. Because if he dies, you have to go all the way back to the beginning. You have to wait for him to respawn because he's dead. He doesn't immediately pop back up.
Yeah, and their aggro range is half the fucking zone.
Yep. I just picked up pole arms because I just got the pole arm from the end of the Blood Paladin quest. And it's actually, it was way better than the, well, not really. Okay, so the mace was good because it gave you plus 10 strength, plus 10 stam, but this polearm gives you 8 stam, 8 strength, but equip improves critical strike rating by 7. So, you know, I guess it's like Which one do you want more? And I think as a ret paladin, a ret pally right now, crit is my best friend. The more I crit, the less mana I have to spend.
Yeah.
I need a burnished gold key. Who has a burnished gold key?
Probably a burnished old man.
If only it was that simple. I'm hop off and grab dinner, but I'll be back in a little bit, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Freewheeling tradeswoman, Chris Legace. Well, that's nice. Interesting. Battered footlocker. I think that's where the dull key comes in. Jailer Eston. You know what? I feel like a jailer would have a key.
That's likely.
Well, that's a dull iron key. I will work my way up. Is that it? There's probably another named NPC. Don't walk out of my consecration. Rude.
Jerks.
Exactly. Stay and take the damage. Be a real lad. Okay. There we go. There's the burnished old key. I also make sure that by doing this, I'm not going to start an escort quest that I can't be arsed. Hopefully he runs out and he's like, for blood and honor. Have you freed Droll yet? Oh, do I have to go feed? Oh, okay.
Probably free draw.
That's probably
Hashtag free draw.
free Droll, man. That's probably what I needed the other key for. Oh my god. Another mage. Alright. Dang immolation.
You ever just like get such a poor drop rate that you think that there might be something else to this quest that I didn't read?
Yeah, 100%. I always also think that maybe the drop rate is so terrible that I've done something wrong. I've pissed somebody off over at Blizzard. There we go. All right, I need to kill one more rogue. And I should be... Yeah. All right, and then I have to go kill a couple more bears. And technically, according to this guide, I am one level ahead. Oh yeah, let's go. I can't wait till I can use exorcism all throughout TBC and just keep getting crits. See a demon? Exorcism. See an undead? Exorcism. Oh man, I've been losing faction rep with the syndicate. I'm hated.
It's probably not great.
With the syndicate?
Is that one of those things where, like, as you progress
Through
with
a
one
quest?
rep, it lowers that rep?
Yeah, I'm progressing 5 with Ravenholt, but I'm losing rep with the syndicate by 25.
I remember there's 2 factions in Sholazar that are like that.
Yeah. No, I remember it. And then there's like Booty Bay.
Yeah.
It's, I think, Booty Bay and Venturing Company or something.
Like Booty Bay and the pirates on the outskirts of the city.
Yeah. But there's also a way to be hated by both, to the point where you couldn't go to the Booty Bay city without being murked immediately. I need to kill 3 bears. I'm sorry, bear. I need the tongue. A zombie told me to. Got that sweet, sweet polearm. This polearm's pretty nice. I wish I had armor set to match.
I just want the item I'm supposed to loot.
Ah, there it is.
Thank God.
All right, go back to Terran Mill. turn all this stuff in. Aw, Boop's over in the Barrens. Look at Boop being Boopy. Alright, so we gotta turn in the Elixir of Pain. Or the Elixir of Suffering. Oh. Well, I just killed Umpy. Poor frog. Baron Vardis. All right. Orcish chain. There we go. All right. So farmer gets. Farmer Ray. All right, farmer gets. So we're going down this way. Keep going. They can't stop me. I haven't been knocked off my mount yet. So that's good.
Is that something that can happen?
Yeah. If you take enough damage or if you're stunned or dazed, you can be dismounted. Gotta kill the bear. No, not the bear, the lion. I'm done killing bears. I don't need to kill bears anymore. The Arathi Highlands. Is that still... Oh no, the Arathi Highlands is now a zone, right? Because wasn't it like a PvP BG back in the day?
I don't remember.
Alright, here we go. Oh no, the parry. Must mean my polearm skill is not... Oh, no, it is. I just got it up to level 113 from 0. That's nice.
Yeah, it climbs real quick, but you don't hit a lot of stuff.
No, you don't. See this corpse of a player, but I'm unable to click and res. I think it means they're logged off, right? Oh, okay. Oh, well, damn. I need to kill one of the farmers, but I haven't been able to get there.
Getting there is half the battle.
Exactly. I have to sit down and drink all the time. All right, farmer. I got you now. So far, so good. All right, Farmer Calbud is dead. Gotta fight my way to get, but I just need 66 more XP and then I'm level 24. Let's go.
You could get that just by discovering a new location.
Hey, look, I just got that by murdering a poor human.
Also applicable.
Hell yeah. No. Don't you run. Don't you run from me. Why are you running?
Why are you running?
All right. At some point I need to find Gets. Oh, this is an interesting oh my gosh. Okay, so he rallies, he comes back. I'll murder this entire farm if I have to. Okay. All right, farmer slain. All right. I think I need to kill the farmhands and the farmers to get them off my questy. All right. Citizen Wilkes. Yeah, just bring them all. Bring all your friends. Okay, I don't think this is working. Nope, did not work. All right. Farmer Ray, Citizen Wilkes. Oh, he pats. Oh, that's good to know. Minor Hackett. All right, Farmer Getz is over here somewhere. Oh, there he is. There's Wilkes. Keep forgetting that I need to reapply my seals.
Yeah.
I'm like, why can't I use my judgments? Alright, we gotta kill Clerk Horse White Steed. Got him. I thought I got him, but I missed. All right, drink some of this melon juice. All right, White Steed. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I just got absolutely dunked on by two mages.
Oh, I may just,
No,
or just like mobs.
two Hillsborough councilmen. Nah, if I got dunked on by ally mages, I'd be like, Sky, I need you.
Because I would absolutely show up.
Sky, they're bullying me.
Luckily, Classic is like 99% Horde.
Yep.
It says PvP on our server, but it's just a PvE server.
I haven't seen PvP yet. Everybody knows that you don't play Alliance in World of Warcraft, you play the Horde. Or you were playing wrong. JK.
Yeah, because for like all of Classic, Horde were just objectively stronger than Alliance.
Yep. They're just better racials, except for like the humans.
In Vanilla, Alliance were better for raiding.
Okay.
Because Paladins were better than Shamans,
Mm-hmm.
and human racial was busted for Warriors, which was all that mattered.
Oh, because they automatically came with like sword and something specialization? What?
They got sword spec, which was just like, it was before expertise. They got expertise,
Oh, yeah.
so they had like a much lower hit cap.
Well, I was saying also because like in PvP they had perception. So if it came down to a Horde rogue or a human rogue, the human rogue won. Well, not really. It was all that, like at the beginning the human could see the Horde rogue, and then it just became like, who could pop off faster? All right, so there's Getz. Getz is dead. So now I got to go kill Ray, and then Miner Hackett. Oh, just killed somebody's cow.
I think I'm gonna go make pancakes.
For dinner?
Yeah.
I need to start thinking about dinner as well. I think I'm going to go, after I get done with Terran Mill, I have to hearth the org. And then, yeah. I'll be doing some stuff later tonight.
Yeah, I'll definitely be on more. I think I'm probably gonna push the next level because I'm closing in.
Because if M's on, I'll be doing the hunter.
Yeah, I'd love to hit 73 tonight, but I don't know if that'll happen. I've got to get 2/3 of a level.
Yeah, so I might be doing more paladin stuff, or I might be doing hunter stuff.
You know.
Yeah, other than that, don't know.
You know, I'll always be around if you need to run through something.
Yeah. There's just part of me that actually wants to run the content.
Yeah.
But that requires me to pug, which I'm down to do. It's just there's like an overabundance of DPS right now.
I don't think that ever goes away.
No, that never does. But I look in Group Finder and I see all of these groups that are sitting there waiting for a tank and a healer to show up. And I'm like, see, if we had Dungeon Finder, this would have already been taken care of. Oh, I think he.
All right, you kids have fun.
I will try. Oh, interrupted. All right, let me get out of here before I die. As long as they don't get a stun off on me. I'm just fast enough to outrun them. So he's down. Where's the mouth of this mine? Oh. Oh boy. Let's see. Okay. Azure load mine. I gotta fight my way over to him. Oh, this is technically level 28. Oops. I'm gonna follow this. Yeah. If I'm having trouble fighting 128, I cannot help but think what fighting multiple is. All right. I'm back towards Terran Mill. All right. All right, so we're going to go back to Terran Mill, and I think that's where I'm going to end it for tonight. I am getting hungry, and I need to make some dinner. I do appreciate everybody who is rewatching these lives on YouTube, as well as people who are showing up during live stream. If you're rewatching it, and you like what you're seeing, just go ahead and hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when I go live or drop a new video. I've been looking to do more long form content, so let's see if we can do one of those. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys coming out and whatnot. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you on the next stream. So, yeah, catch you later.